Welcome to Kids and Family Yoga. I'm Jody and I have Oliver practicing with us today. If you have a mat, get it out. You don't need it, you can be on carpet, that's fine. Shoes off, seated in easy pose, and we're ready. That's all you need. And a smile. And a breath. So let's start with our breath. Let's put our hands in prayer. So our palms are together and we're sitting up really tall in easy pose. Here comes the squirrel to join us. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with a hand motion and then we're gonna add in our breath. So remember, when we breathe in yoga class, we wanna try to just breathe through our nose with every inhale and exhale with our lips closed. So we're sitting up tall. There, we grew taller. So here's what we're gonna do with our hands. We're gonna push the palms out like you're pushing the side walls away. And then you're gonna turn your palms in towards each other. So this kind of helps us focus and clears our mind of whatever else is going on. Hopefully that we don't have a lot of distractions in our room. Kind of keeping your elbows down. And we're moving our hands in slow motion, pushing the side walls out. So our fingertips stay up towards the ceiling, right? All right, we have the hand motion. We're gonna inhale as we bring our palms together and exhale slowly as you push out the side walls. Look, your fingertips would be on the side walls. I want your palm on the side walls. Keep your breath. Exhale, push out. Inhale, pull in. Slowly each direction. Sit up a little bit taller. Don't slouch. It's preparing us to be in the right kind of mood for our practice. Just nice and calm. That's what we want. Calm and focused. All right. We're going to place our hands down on the mat or floor beside you. Pick up just your right arm. So fingertips are up toward the ceiling. We're gonna mirror you, so it'll look right for you. With the other hand close to you on the floor. And we're gonna side bend by leaning your whole upper body over, and then come back up tall, and then release the arm slowly. Now take your left arm, same way, up, really tall, then lean the whole upper body. Come up tall again, and let it float down. So let's involve our breath. We inhale up. We exhale and lean. Nice long arm reaching. Inhale, back up. Exhale, arm floats down. One more time. Try to match your breath. Inhale with the arm up. Exhale, lean. Inhale up. Exhale, float it down. Good. All right, we're going to move on to hands and knees. Facing the side. So join us with your wrists are right underneath your shoulders. Your knees are right underneath your hips. So we have that good body alignment. With a nice neutral spine. So our spines are backbone, so it's kind of normal right now. But let's go into cat and cow. So we're going to exhale our air out as we go into cat stretch. At our nose. Inhale and lift your chin. Exhale, tuck your chin. Inhale and exhale. One more time as you move your spine. All right, now we're going to move from child's pose forward to plank. So try to get that position now in plank. Adjust a little bit so you have that straight line in your body. You can drop your hips down like that. And then back to child's pose and to plank on your knees. Good. So keep a nice long neck. So when you come forward, you look out in front of your hands on the floor. If you want to try to match your breath again, it's going to be one of our goals today. Inhale forward through your nose and exhale, push back into child's pose. Do it a couple more times. Focus on your breath. Keep a long neck, Oliver, so you're looking, yep, with a straight neck. Fingers are spread wide. All right, we're gonna change this. Come into that plank, and now I want you to make it full plank. So come up to your toes so with a nice straight body, and now we're gonna do a plank flow to down dog, and then to plank on your toes. So we're gonna lift our bottoms up to the ceiling, and then drop them in line with your body. So keep going. You can always follow your breath. Inhale into plank, exhale into down dog. Keep those nice straight legs. You need to move forward all over you can. Look like you have room there. Spread your feet a little bit more. Your feet should be at least as wide as your hips, maybe wider. That would be okay. All right, from down dog, we're gonna go ahead and step our feet forward. We're in forward fold, and I want you to just roll on up to a stand. And our good standing posture is mountain pose. So here we are. Made it up. With smiles on our faces, right? Feeling a little bit warmer, but we're gonna continue warming up. Spread your feet a little wider. And elephant swings. Just turn your shoulders. Let your arms hang loose. All right, let's step those feet even wider. Turn your toes and knees out because we're going for our moonflowers. So we're gonna go ahead and inhale and reach up. And exhale and sink into that wide squat. Slow motion, inhale through your nose, exhale out your nose. Follow your own breath, so maybe you're going a different speed than me, that's okay, but inhale is the up, exhale is the down. Focusing a lot on our breath as we warm up today. It's a big part of yoga practice, and now that we know the poses, we don't have to think about them so much. We can think about our breath now as we move through these poses. All right, let the arms come down. Just some shoulder rolls. Up and back and down. Up and back and down. Move those shoulders. Lift your shoulders up towards your ears and then roll them back and down and around. Get them to move. Sometimes we have tension there in our shoulders. All adults do a lot. Maybe kids do too. So sometimes this feels really good and you release some of that tension and it feels a little tingly and great. Okay, good. We're gonna go ahead into our sun salutation. So let's face this direction and follow along with us. I'm gonna say it the first time. Oliver will say it the second time. You're gonna say it the third time. So here we go. Standing, ready for it. Step up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. All right, so the first thing we do is we reach those arms up to the ceiling, and then we swan dive down to forward fold. We come up halfway to monkey, nice flat back, and then we fold. We step back to plank. Good. A good, strong, straight body. We're going to do a lot of poses that require strength today. More than balance, more than flexibility, we're working on strength. Make sure your hands are flat with your fingers spread wide. And then sink down, crocodile. And then we move to up dog. Curl those toes under and you're ready for down dog. Hips up. Step or hop up towards your hands. And reverse swan dive up. Let's end in chair. Sit back. Stick your booty back behind you. Keep your weight in your heels. Maybe wiggle your toes a little bit without falling back. Okay, Oliver's turn. You ready? Here we go. You tell us. What are we doing? Yeah, he's kind of quiet, but he said swan dive down. Be loud. Perfect. Monkey. Forward fold. slow motion one for you to think through it as well. Let's see if you can say it at home as we do it together. So we're going to be quiet. You go ahead and try to say it. Lead us. Here we go. We came up halfway. You remember the name? On down again. You call it out. We're with you. We're sinking down. What's it called? And then we're lifting the upper body. Hands flat. Nice and strong. Looking forward. And then hips up to the ceiling. I'll help you out. We're step or hop through. And we reverse. You saying it? You remember it? And we end in. Good. We did it in any case, whether you were able to remember the names along the way. Just kind of fun to try. All right, so we did our sun salutations. We're warm, ready for some strength poses. We're going to come down to the floor and sit on our bottoms. Let's start in staff. Staff is just straight legs out in front of you. All right, so some strength poses coming. So we did regular plank. We're going to do incline plank, which is even more difficult, I think, but let's find our strength. Let's see if we can do it. Place your hands with your palms flat, not too far away from you, but fingertips towards your bottom, and your hands underneath your shoulders here, a little bit outside. And then we lift up, so we're not seated anymore. Only our hands and feet are touching. And we have this great strong straight line in your body. Pick it up. Come on, show your strength. Show your strength. Lift your hips up. This takes a lot of strength in your core. Your lower back. Set it back down, and now we're going to go ahead and reach forward and just hang kind of forward fold over your legs. Next one we're going to do is flower. You remember flower? Bend the knees. Take those hands through, and then we lean back a little bit, and we're in flower. I'm going to turn. You stay. I'm just going to turn just in case you're not sure where we're at with flower. Palms are up, and they're supporting my legs here as I lean back. This one is a little bit easier than boat. We're moving into boat next, so we're going to remove our arms to the outside. Take our knees a little bit closer together and lean back. This is boat. Good job. So now we're using our stomach muscles, that strength right there. All right, back to staff. We're going to repeat. Incline plank. We'll go a little faster. You know what we're doing now. Hands down. Lift your bottom up. Squeeze your booty as you lift it up in line with your body. Come on, come on, come on. You can do this. Lift up. Find your strength. And set it down and fold forward. Moving into flower next. Bend the knees. Take those arms under the legs to support them. As you lean back just enough so that you'll almost feel like you're going to roll back, but don't. Right there, that spot. Now remove the arms and come into boat with hands out to the side. Your legs can be together or a little bit separated, whatever you can do. One more time. Set the legs down. Incline plank. Lift that bottom up. Find your strength. Good. Set down and a forward fold. Tuck your chin to your chest. That stretches through your neck. It does. All right, into flower. You guys got this. And arms get removed to the outside, replaced to the outside, and we're in boat. Good. I like that series. We're going to move on to hands and knees again. And this has a couple names. I call it spinal balance. So your spine, we balance and have a nice, flat, extended spine. It can be called balancing table. So, right now, we're supported on 4 spots, but we're going to balance. So, let's take your right leg, so you think about it, right leg out, nice and straight, your arms are straight, your neck is straight, so you're looking right here, that straighten out your neck. Make sure your hands are right underneath your shoulders. There you go. With that, just that right leg out straight. There we go. Alignment's really important in this one. So we want our opposite arm, our left arm extends forward, and there's our balancing table. Look down at the floor, right here. Good. So this is another pose that requires a lot of strength. Set it down. Let's rest in child's pose for a moment. Or if you prefer rabbit, that's always a choice. They're very similar poses. Okay, so we did one side of our balancing table. We need to do the other. So rise back up. Find that good position. Make sure your wrists are underneath your shoulders. That's really important in this one. Left leg. Start the same way. Point your toe. Extend that leg straight so it's in line with your body. Nice straight neck, straight, long line through your leg. And once we have that, we're going to take the opposite arm to balance. Right arm extends this time out straight. And we look right here to keep your neck straight too, because it's part of your spine as well. So spinal balance or balancing table, whatever you want to call it. Take it down and back to child's pose or rabbit. All right, moving on to one of my favorite things. So we try side angle standing, but we're going to do it down on the floor first, and then we'll stand and make it a standing pose. Side angle. Rise up onto your knees first. Good. This will be, we're mirroring you again, so this will be your right leg goes out to the side, and your left hand goes down to the floor. So you have this line straight between your hand, your knee, and your foot. Good. And Oliver's right. We're going to take this other arm and we're going to extend it all the way up and over. So we have this line now all the way from your hand through your body to your leg. So we have that straight long line. Can you reach a little bit over closer to the couch? And look forward so you keep your neck straight. Don't look down. Look at the screen. Check yourself. Is your neck straight or is it hanging down? Let's straighten it out. And then if you have the strength today, I'm asking you to do strength poses. You can lift that leg and hold the pose. Just make sure you're breathing through your nose. Yoga's not always easy. It can be very challenging. And it can help us become stronger. All right, so put the leg down, arm back, and we go on to the other side, right? So let's take this time your left leg and your right hand. Set yourself up. And we reach on overhead. It can be up to the ceiling or it can be extended further in line with your body, if you can. And you're reaching nice and long. And then if you'd like to lift that leg and show your strength in this pose, you got it. Breathe through your nose and hold your pose. This is our side angle on the floor. Kneeling side angle. And we're going to go right on to the standing version of this. So let's come on up and see the difference here. As we widen our feet, nice and wide. Let's turn just this foot. So this will be your left foot and the left knee that's going to bend. And we're going to put your left elbow down on the thigh and reach on over. See how that looks pretty similar to what we were doing on the floor when we have this straight line as we stretch on over. Keeping it straightened up. Good. So there's your standing side angle. All right, let's try the other side. All you have to do is turn your other foot out to the side and bend that knee. Take the elbow, right elbow down. And then the other arm reaches up and over. can hold that pose while breathing through your nose. And you got it. We did it. Okay, so balance time. We're going to try warrior three. Last class we did it with movement, kind of tilting over and back again. We'll see if we can hold it for any amount of time. So watch me first, so I remind you what warrior three is. See the long line? My arms all the way to my leg, and I tilt over, keeping that long line. So don't dive down. Our arms should not be hanging to the floor. They should be up, so your arms are by your ears the whole time. And that gets tiring for the arms, but that's part of it. That's part of what makes it a tough, challenging pose that if we do with practice and practice, we can get good at it. It's not easy. So we're facing the side of the room completely. Straight leg. And maybe you decide to just try to hold your balance right here. Maybe you decide to tilt just the tiniest bit. If you're feeling really balanced, then you continue tilting and come back into place if you need to put the foot down. Breathe through your nose. Keep those arms up by your ears. Long body, long length through your arms and leg. And then come on down. We did one side already. Awesome. Okay, so the other leg, we did the same way. First, put it back there. It's your kickstand. And you can keep it just right here. And just breathe and know that you're good and sturdy and stable. But if you want to try, go slowly tilting. And try to hold it there for a breath or two. So you're thinking about breathing through your nose. And then we come back when it's enough. Good. Let's do elephant swings just to get us moving and breathing. All right, standing yoga seal. Now, I think we've done this once before, but I don't think I gave it that name before. So it's called a seal. There's another animal for you. We're going to hold our hands behind our back and watch me before. Just hold your hands behind your back with your chest open and watch me. I'm going to fold forward and then I'm going to lift my hands up towards the ceiling. Okay, and I know you can't see the screen while you're in that position. That's why I wanted you to watch first. So bend your knees just a tiny bit and then fold forward. Come with me now. And then lift those hands up towards the ceiling. It's nice and easy. If it hurts, then you bring them back closer to your back. This is stretching our chest muscles out. And then take your hands back towards your lower back and let them release. And then roll up through your spine. Good. We're going to do it one more time. Hands behind your back. Puff out your chest and pull your shoulders back. Keep it like that as you fold and lift the hands to the ceiling. Release the hands down all the way, hang and then roll up. Good, that's our standing yoga seal. Oh goodness, we're gonna go down to the floor. We're going to work on a couple floor poses. Oh, I have several in mind. So we're going to do snake and locust, which we did last class. They're very similar poses. They are poses where we're laying on our belly. Watch me first before you go on your belly. I'm going to show you the difference before you do it. Snake is simply this with our hands clasped. That kind of feels similar to what we were just doing with my upper body lifted. Locust, I don't have my hands held, and I'm going to lift my arms and my legs. Okay, so first snake. We're laying here. Let's hold our hands behind our back. I wanted you to see it beforehand because I don't want you turning your neck in these poses. I want you to keep your neck straight and look out right in front of you on the floor. Only lift your head in snake and reach your hands towards your feet, but keep your legs down. Keep your legs down. There's our snake. You feel like a snake? Release down. I want to give you a little break and go to child's pose nice and easy before we try our locust. Gives your back a good stretch. Okay, so locust is an insect. Let's come back down. And if you look at the shape of that insect, you might see the connection when it has its wings. It's kind of in this shape. In any case, arms are beside you now with your palms up. And now we're going to lengthen and reach legs up and arms up and look down at the mat or floor in front of you. Lift your head up though. Try to get your head and shoulders up off the mat. Can you do it? Find your strength in your back. Okay, release down. Place your hands flat to push yourself gently back to child's pose again. Because we have another one that we're going to be on our belly for, which is bow. And go into bow. Ready? All right, back to your belly. This time we're going to bend the feet so they're up towards the ceiling. And we're going to take our hands now and hold onto the top of your feet if you can. You got it? I'm grabbing kind of from the outside, not the inside. Does that make sense? Now, we're going to do the same thing. Lift arms and legs up off of the floor. And it helps if you kind of push your feet back behind you. It's going to lift your upper body up. Keep your neck straight. This is another one that I want you looking out on the floor in front of you. And breathe. Breathe through your nose. That's a bow. Relax down. We'll try it once more. Go back to child's pose first. Now that you know what we're doing, we'll try it once more and we'll be even better. Okay, one more time for bow. And then after that, we're going to do bridge, and we're going to think about how they're kind of similar, or find any similarities we can. So bow first, hold the feet, push your feet back, and look how it can draw up your upper body off of the floor. Strong and breathing. It's important to breathe through your nose, nice and gentle. Don't hold your breath. Release. Child's pose for a moment. Okay, so that was bow. But for bridge, one major difference is that we're going to turn over onto our backs. And with our legs bent, our feet flat on the floor. And bridge, we're going to lift the bottom up and try to hold your hands behind your back. Does this feel kind of like bow? We're not holding our feet, but we're kind of close. Well, if you turn the screen upside down, they look pretty similar, really. Our backs are bent in the same way in each pose, with our hands reaching towards our feet. This one should be a little bit easier than both of them. All right, we release, and this time to stretch our back, we have to hug our knees to our chest, and then that helps our back stretch, just like it does in child's pose. So think about how knees to chest is similar to child's pose. It's just that we're inverted. We're on our knees instead of our back, right? But in child's pose, you also can have your arms alongside, or in rabbit, you hold your heels. So they're all kind of similar poses where we're closed with our knees towards our chest in both poses. Dead rabbit. All right, actually dead bug is where we're going next. So feet up towards the ceiling. Go on the inside of your feet if you can. Maybe you have to hold your ankles or your legs. That's okay. But if you can grab to the bottom of your feet and then lay back, great. With your knees really wide. Oliver likes this one. Finally, we found one he likes today.
Stuck bug.
Stuck a bug. Our happy baby, we can call it that. And if you add a little bit of a rock side to side, you look like a happy baby that likes to play with their toes and rock on their backs.
I'm stuck.
All right, we're going to end with a laying twist. So bring the legs down. Let's go ahead and lengthen them. First, a nice stretch. Arms overhead. Just reach reach yourself as long as you can. I call this one pencil. So you get yourself into this straight, long, skinny line with your body, like a pencil.
Pencil's diving.
Yeah, I call this diving. That would be a good name for it too. You're diving into a pool, you get in that straight, long line, that streamline position. All right, so bring your arms down for this. And I want you to let's take your right leg, your knee bent. Your left hand, that's your opposite, is going to come and bring it across your body. So we're in our laying or reclined twist. And it stretches out your lower back and your hip. All right, we want to do the other side to make it even. So replace that. Go to pencil for a moment. Stretch out long. And then bring your arms down. Left knee is bent. Take your opposite hand and pull it across your body, then pushing gently down. And if you look the opposite direction as your knee, then you're kind of fully twisted through your spine. All right, back to knees to chest, and I want you to rock this direction. Now, rock on your back, hug your knees, and we're going to come to a seated position and be done for today. Great job.